Okay, I did a couple runs through there.
Get ready.
A little bit of extra experience, so I'm up to 37 most of the way through it. So I see that Riku is fighting 3 on his own, but Mickey is fighting 4 on his own, and I'm like, Mickey needs the most help.
Oh, I guess I need to get through the door before it closes.
It's like the easiest thing ever. Rose petals, daggers, and cards. And then Xemnas and his weird laser beams.
Your Majesty! Huh? Sora!
And you do enough Omega damage, and then Xemnas does his power-up, which enables Luxor to hide everybody in the cards, and creates one of the more potentially annoying, but not really all that bad situations. Oh, there was one ability I saw that I needed to put on. I blocked Replenisher.
Xemnas!
That cool shot zooming out over the ultimate Keyblade.
Exactly what I needed.
Sora, look out! No!
Canonly, this is the first one that Sora goes to.
One final game. The rules are simple. All you have to do to win is find me among these cards and strike me down.
Meanwhile, Marluxia and Larxene are being hidden by cards too, which makes them effectively invincible until you beat Luxor. He's the crux of the whole thing.
Don't worry. I'll get you out. Back at ya. Yeah, it's over.
The game continues.
Right there. Yeah. Go. Yeah,
It's more fun when you beat the odds. Psycho?
got him.
Too bad. Live day Psycho.
That reprisal making you invincible makes this a lot easier than it otherwise would be.
At ya.
Impressive.
There. It's
Darn it.
Yeah.
It's more fun when you beat the odds.
Now you can look and try and look for whichever one it is with him. He's the one that wiggles slightly, but it's generally easiest just to blow through it.
You were born for these sorts of games.
What's this?
A wild card.
And there's
You've
still
earned
so much
it.
stuff that happens between now and the end of the game, we forget
Hang
about
on
that.
to
But
it.
after seeing the ending and then re-seeing this image and Remind when
Could
we watch
turn
it
the
all again,
tables.
we're like, oh yeah.
Play again
So
someday.
this is probably
when
going
we're
to
just
be
guys.
part of the
I should like
means that they're
very
going to
much,
use to
Sora.
recover Sora eventually. We'll find out. And meanwhile, also, I love the fact that we're in the middle of these big battles, but every time we beat an enemy, we get to action freezes. We have this dramatic cutscene for their final moments. And then we resume fighting.
Thanks.
See ya!
No way.
Infinity Circle, too powerful. And now the ultimate evil, and she's not tsundere or yandere or anything. She's just
Are you
freaking
kidding?
aggressively evil-minded.
You're gonna be
And
recompleted.
he's so cheerful and happy about that. You're dying, but you're going to be
I
recompleted.
didn't ask you for your garbage opinion. I lost to a bunch of losers like you. But could be worse. Become that geezer's heart tank? No thanks.
Then why help him?
Good question.
I was really just along for the ride.
With...
My secret.
Almost has to be Marluxia. Can't really think that it's anybody else. Especially since they knew each other among the dandelions. They were conspiring, going to conspire again.
Back at you! Here we go! Ready? Got him!
This is your heart. Oh, so now it all comes back to me.
Hey, is that a real laugh?
Yes. My heart is remembering how to feel.
Really? That's good.
And now I am on the cusp of reclaiming my identity, my purpose for being. Thanks to you, Sora.
Which probably is referring to his previous life before he was transmigrated, or whatever you want to call it, through the Dandelion Project. Lorium and Elrina. Take a close look at them if and when you meet them. Those
Sora,
are
I'll go after
apparently
Xemnas
the
while you go
originals
find the
of
others.
Marluxia and Larxene. In one of these, there's like a chest there. First time around that that's happening. Now we get to go into the Riku battle. Where it's a much more fair 2-on-2 once Ansem leaves. Mostly he's just been standing around anyway as the two Rikus fight, then Zigbar butts in.
Sora! I will be your opponent.
Take this! Yeah! Go! There! Sora!
Do enough damage to make Ansem run away, and then the real fight can begin. I always think it would have been more interesting to have Zigbar fighting Ventus and Aqua. Would have made things a little more fair. Move
Wait!
Luxord-like into this fight.
Ansem! Where are you going?
Riku!
Hey, let's speed it up. Keep the line moving.
Just for you! Come on! Take this! Yes! Who's stronger? Yes! Back at you! You like it? Got him! Come on! I'm going! So long! I'm done with you! One more! There! It's over! Just for you! But why?
Because.
You're not real. Huh? I'm the real one. Aren't you my past self? From when Ansem possessed me? No. You beat Ansem and you're still here. This guy is me. I knew it. It's a replica. A soon-to-be empty vessel. I've been waiting for a chance like this.
Sounds extremely sinister. But again, just like with Vexen, that sinisterness, this seems wrong, lasts all of a few seconds.
Hey! What are you doing? Take the vessel! No. The world already has you. There's someone else who needs the replica more. You know who I mean. Oh. Namine, you're saving her. Good luck.
Let's make it ding. This one's special. Ah, for reload.
See ya there.
Take this.
Take this.
Ah, for reload.
Go.
So, this is your power.
Yep.
Figures. If I had a keyblade, it'd be different.
Like you're actually worthy to use one.
Oh. I am worthy.
What do you mean?
The old coot promised to bequeath me his. Why else do you think I would ever put up with all his nonsense?
It'd be wasted on you.
As if.
Very, very important here, though. We didn't realize it when we were going through the moment that Zigbar is the only one who doesn't actually vanish. He's just like, oh, I have enough strength to teleport off of there. And a great job of acting right up to the end. Sneering in his little bit of personal knowledges at the same time acting the part of the crazy, unworthy rogue who's wishing he was a Keyblade wielder.
Is that a replica for Naminé?
Yeah. Wish we could help her now. But first,
I know.
I'm going after Ansem.
Okay. I'll go help the others. The sun's going down.
Okay, now this part... Wait a minute, where's my map? I have a map. Totally unfair.
So these panels in the floor are switches for the doors.
Indeed. Well done. And it's super duper simple. Now we have to go back and find the blue one again. Pop. And look, it's Battlegate 0 again. Store MP with block. That's good. Thunder boost. I might as well. Yeah, got everything else I need now. Now, Cannon, he runs to help Aqua and Ventus first. But I was like, they seem evenly matched, I'm going to help Kairi. After they knock you up high, they can't even hit you again. That's the hilarious part about this one. It's slightly harder than the Raising Walls, but I mean, it's a joke any way you go about it.
Kyrie! Axel!
Sora!
Nice to see ya! Take this! So long! Got him! Go! Back at ya! Got him! Heal! There!
I call on the moon's pale light.
Just stop! Stop it! Isa! Xemnas.
There was a time when I trusted you to deal with traitors. And now, your betrayal outstrips them all. What final words do you have for your superior?
Well, let me think about it. How about you were never my superior?
Ever the rogue pawn. Knocked from the board early in the game. Utterly useless.
And then they semi-retcon
and
this
forgotten.
in Remind, as we will see.
Are you kidding? Do you know how popular I am? I got loads of people rooting
Which is
for
actually
me.
extremely true.
Sorry, boss.
Breaking the fourth wall.
No one axes
Axel's an incredibly popular
Got it
character in the series.
memorized.
Is this supposed to be a Keyblade? Or is it some sort of joke?
Laser skate.
Our plans have been dashed by you. Far more times than I care to count. Now it ends. I will purge that light in you. With darkness. Changing sides again?
We need him alive. You know that.
We only need his heart in order to forge the key. We do not need his soul.
Now, one thing that's never been clearly answered,
But that's
as
right.
far as I've seen
You
anywhere,
were friends.
is that Sora is supposed to have
Then
3 hearts
you
inside
take
him.
his life.
I wondered what the third was supposed to be. Ventus, Roxas, and then this mysterious third, who they didn't know about, existed at least as long as Roxas relative to the time. I thought it might be a mysterious character from maybe the Dandelion era or something, but I guess Ventus was the only one. It would seem to indicate that maybe it was actually Shion. But then they recreated Shion here
Don't
with
do
Replica
this.
already. And this moment might be the actual part where that seems most likely, that it was Shion. Because the rest of her heart
It's
is
all
there.
right. You can
communicating
stop
to
now.
him and getting ready to go into her.
It's all
When
right.
she first appeared, of course, she seemed
Shion.
like the broken zombie Shion from the original part of 358/2 anyway. The one that was even more zombie-like than Roxas, who could barely communicate or do anything. But he knew her as Shion when no one else could. It's because that part of her, since it came from him anyway,
Puppet.
a tiny piece of who she really was remained inside of his heart. And at this moment, fully returned to her. So her existence came back, as it were.
Your Keyblade is no more. And still you think you can play at being a guardian of light? You can wait your turn. Also ran.
Hands off my friends.
It cannot be.
The Xehanort people say that a lot, Xemnas and some in Terranort. Oh, there's the music. I need to find out what the name of this music is and get it.
My turn.
Roxas.
This is impossible. Where did you get a vessel?
Same as you.
Same how?
Most of the organization's members, they traveled here from the past as hearts. And you had replicas ready and waiting. One for each of them.
Who told you?
I owe my return to many. Some of them people you knew.
Ansem the Wise. Zexion.
And others too. It seems you're not as good at winning over people's hearts as you think.
Ah, I see.
Roxas is the most
There was
overpowered
one
of any
last
of these
thing I
ally
needed in
characters.
order
He's
for
the
me
only
to be
one who
whole
really
again.
holds his own. He will dominate the fight all by
A
himself.
connection. Sora helped me find my way back here. To my friends.
Roxas,
I don't need hearts. I will scatter them all to the winds.
Kyrie!
What difference does one little light make? You have others.
This got me so infuriated
Just
that,
as we have more
Kyrie
darknesses
was
to replenish our ranks.
being a, was here to join as a fighter, and she was just the lost little maiden, the princess in
Rest,
distress
Axel.
after all.
Roxas will fight in your place.
Ansem just
And I'll
grabs
fight for
her
Kyrie.
and runs off.
Yeah, when it comes to Keyblades, you're the old hands.
But this was really cool, getting to fight with both Roxas and Shion.
Back at you! Get ready! Try this! Back at you!
The moon shines down! It's over!
Still haven't achieved our goal.
Why so sad?
You let them reduce you to this?
I thought
You outgrew the marks under your eyes.
So?
You look like you need them.
Stop it. The whole act. I thought this was all for her.
At first, I sacrificed everything to try and track her down. You're the one who went off and made other friends. Left her and me both in the dust. It infuriated me how you just exited our lives. I lost all sense of purpose.
I didn't forget you.
Yes, I know. You wouldn't do that. But I was jealous.
You admit it.
Well, if I make it back, you won't get it out of me a second time.
See you, Aiza.
See you, Lee.
You go help Kairi.
Right. Gotta run. Good luck.
All right. What now?
Of all the girls in the Kingdom Hearts series, Shion might actually be my favorite.
Guess I...
As little
should've
bit as
brought
we
some
really
ice
got of
cream.
her before, just her look at everything she goes through. Kairi's a close second. Aqua's really cool too. But just something about Shion makes me feel for her. One battle left. We'll go ahead and finish that up to Glee's video. There's the chest that's finally waiting for me. And I finally get a map again too. Wouldn't let me have it before for unknown reason.
Aqua! Ven!
Throwing Zigbar into this fight would have made it worse. Then,
Sora.
being BBS characters, Vanitas and Terranort are among the very worst of all the 13, a lot of times anyway.
You will release.
Over here! Over here!
Take this! Here we go!
You wish. You wish.
Over here! Come on! Surrender! Over here! Over here! Over here!
This is the one totally uninterrupted fight.
Dark times ahead. Don't let him escape.
It's over.
Break him.
Got him.
Break him. Join the shadows.
Back at you.
Give it up. Over here.
Let's rage for him a little.
Nice.
This is gonna pull me out of rage form, isn't it?
Let's go.
Dodge this! You're nothing! Nope. Give it up. Destroy.
Got him.
I need the rest of me.
And now, since we beat Terra first, we're going to have an extreme amount of cutscenes in a row. Interesting how Vanitas' armor outfit looks like Dark Riku's. Probably was some intent in that. I'd never thought of it before until looking at him in the battle in the castle.
Your face.
I'm the piece of Ventus that was taken away. And you're the piece Ventus needed to be whole again. So, why shouldn't you and I look exactly the same? You define me, Sora, the same way that Ventus does. We are brothers who together make a greater whole.
Then why won't you stand by our side? Instead of with darkness?
Because I am darkness. And I do stand by your side. I'm the shadow that you cast. How much closer could I be?
But I didn't...
But I didn't ask for this. To be sifted apart, nice and neat. We should be free to choose. Not just light, not just darkness. We decide what we are.
But... Ventus, I did decide who I am. You see?
And what you are is darkness?
What I am is darkness.
Actually, quite
Okay.
profound truth in that. It would seem to be predestined
How is that okay?
Ventus,
Vanitas?
broken into light, would choose light, and Vanitas, broken into dark, would choose dark. But Vanitas understands that it's not a fate he was cursed with. It's who he wanted to be, because he was that, you know, but it doesn't make it foreordination or fate. Simply the way things are. And he is perfectly fine with that, because why would he want to be anything else?
Terra!
Aqua... Ben...
Terra, please.
Come back! Terra!
Terra! Your friends are here!
Doing the Axel Kyrie fight last as canon does make a lot more sense instead of seeing her carried off, feeling rage about it, and then running off to another fight rather than chasing her down. It makes her, you know, being stolen the last important thing to happen just before he beats Sayx.
You'll never be able to break these chains.
As dramatic as this
They're
is,
our bonds.
the loss of Kyrie is much more dramatically important to Sora.
You have no power over me.
You have no power over me.
Stop, Terra! Please stop it!
That's what you call a throttling. Shaking them around helplessly until they fall unconscious.
Farewell.
No!
Terra, I kept my promise.
The big reveal of this moment, even if you'd played BBS and everything too, you know, when Terranort starts using the stand in BBS, you're just like, oh, yeah, so he eventually becomes Ansem, that makes sense. But then you see this moment and you're like, this thing that came out wasn't just some sort of weird Terranort Ansem power. His guardian, that he calls a bunch, Come Guardian, which is all we know it as, although apparently its name is the one who stands behind you.
I will.
Or lurks behind you, something like that. There's like, oh, holy cow, this being is actually Terra's heart.
One day,
being compelled.
I will send.
That is a pretty awesome reveal. And even though I hadn't seen, played BBS, I'd seen enough of it that it struck me too. I was like, wow.
My friends.
Terra, now!
Three parts of humanity is something that I think is inherent in some Eastern religions. That's pretty much ascribed to in Kingdom Hearts, as it were. You have body, heart, and will, as it were, or mind, I think they sometimes call it. But the way that it's basically been presented to us is body, heart, and will. And Terra's situation professes that most of all. His body was taken over by Xehanort. Yeah. His heart was ruled over him to become his shadow, but his will was still able to exert resistance, even more powerfully than his heart is. Makes you wonder, what is will in the Kingdom Hearts universe?
You're here.
But without, other than Terra, unfortunately, it doesn't seem to affect too many other people, but...
You found me.
Except maybe Heartless Sora, who gets turned into a nothing little shadow and runs back to his friends because he still feels connected to them. And there's enough of him in there that Kyrie senses it. Which does leave the question
Aqua and Ventus need rest. Terra,
if
look at
they could have actually created a third...
I'm going to!
Enemy type from that. If the heart becomes a heartless and the body becomes a nobody, which really doesn't make sense when you think about it in English like that, then what would the will
Sora,
become?
We'll catch up with you.
Right. I got this.
And this is the other thing that, oh golly, now he's suddenly in his white. Yes!
Night already?
One last chance to gain some levels. Finally a save point so I can restore my focus. Not having that for those fights was pretty annoying because focus is so powerful. I should have used some elixirs or something. Let's go ahead and do a quick battle gate. But I'm gonna stop the video here. So sorry you won't see that battle.